Sometimes, the journey into understanding love begins with a seemingly simple question. Do they truly love you? I have often found myself pondering this delicate mystery while navigating the unpredictable path of relationships. In the quiet moments of everyday life, when the noise of the world fades away, the heart speaks in subtle tones that are easy to overlook. I remember times when I believed that love was defined by grand gestures and effusive words, only to later discover that true affection is woven into the fabric of everyday actions. This realization came gradually, as soft whispers of doubt mingled with memories of tender moments that once promised reassurance. Once, in a series of unplanned encounters, actions spoke louder than words, revealing layers of sincerity hidden beneath casual behavior. As I reflect upon these experiences, I have come to understand that while declarations of love can uplift, it is the consistent, thoughtful acts that reveal its depth. In this narrative, I invite you to join me on a journey of exploration, one that uncovers the subtle yet significant clues embedded in everyday interactions. We will unravel the mysteries behind inconsistent communication, the guarded nature of emotions, and other nuanced signals that hint at a love that might be as fleeting as a shadow or as enduring as a timeless promise. Let us dive into this exploration with empathy and honest reflection, keeping in mind that every human heart eventually seeks the comfort of genuine connection. These thoughts blend into a captivating narrative that encourages us all to be mindful and discerning, allowing each subtle clue to illuminate the true nature of love we seek. I invite every listener to wholeheartedly embrace this journey, letting these insights gently inspire and guide your path toward true lasting love, and truly appreciate every moment. Love is a multifaceted emotion that has been celebrated, dissected, and redefined through the ages. In today's modern world, relationships often exist at the crossroads of idealized passion and the everyday challenges of life. I have observed that what is frequently presented as real love extends far beyond intense, fleeting infatuation. Real love is built on the pillars of honest communication, mutual respect, vulnerability, and the willingness to invest in each other's growth. Reflecting on personal encounters and shared stories, it becomes clear that the actions we take, big or small, shape the overall portrait of love. The language of love is written not solely in declarations and poetic expressions, but also in the simple, everyday gestures that bring comfort during times of uncertainty. As I contemplate the ebb and flow of emotional tides, I recognize that love is as much about understanding and patience as it is about spontaneity and excitement. It involves setting aside pride and embracing the challenge of truly opening up to one another. This perspective is not anchored in complicated theories or lofty ideals. Instead, it emerges from real-life experiences that quietly build trust over time. Here, I present a view of love that strikes a balance between the heart and the mind, one that transcends cliched notions and speaks directly to the human experience. Grasping this idea allows us to appreciate those subtle signals of affection and commitment that define a relationship's true character. Understanding love in this light reveals the moments that forge truly lasting bonds. Inconsistent communication is one of the earliest and most telling signs in any relationship that warrants closer inspection. Over the course of many relationships, I have witnessed instances where vibrant exchanges suddenly give way to long periods of silence. These moments of radio silence can leave one feeling adrift and uncertain about the partner's true feelings. While there are times when life gets in the way of regular contact, a frequent pattern of sporadic communication tells a different story. I recall instances when an important check-in or a simple text message promised early in the day would vanish without explanation, leaving an unsettling gap in the flow of conversation. On some days, messages would flow effortlessly like a clear, steady stream, while on other days, they would dry up so completely that it felt as though the connection was fading. The inconsistency in reaching out contrasts sharply with the idea of nurturing continuous emotional support. This pattern can create feelings of confusion and doubt as one finds themselves oscillating between moments of closeness and sudden detachment. Through my reflections, I have come to view these irregularities as more than mere accidents or busy schedules. They are subtle clues that hint at underlying hesitations or shifting priorities. The unpredictability in communication may mask deeper issues or a reluctance to fully engage in the emotional landscape of the relationship. By paying close attention to these patterns, we begin to see an unspoken narrative that speaks volumes. It is within these silent gaps and irregular bursts of contact that one can discern the true reliability and commitment of a partner, guiding us to ask the important questions. Is the connection as steady as it should be, or merely a transient flicker in the vast expanse of emotional connection? These clues illuminate the path ahead. Emotional unavailability is a quiet but powerful indicator that a partner is not fully opening up to the bond of love. In many of my personal reflections, I have noticed that the subtle withdrawal of emotional presence can be more damaging than overt conflict. Rather than engaging in heartfelt conversations, a partner sometimes retreats into a state of reserved silence. I have observed evenings where plans for deep connection dissipated into a series of dismissive responses and minimal engagement. The energy of a relationship shifts when one person becomes emotionally absent, leaving the other feeling isolated and longing for warmth. This detachment is often masked by busy schedules or superficial distractions, yet it leaves a lingering sense of emptiness. The narrative of love, in its richest form, depends on two souls intertwining in vulnerability and trust. When emotional barriers stand firm, it is as if a protective wall prevents any honest communication from taking root. I have witnessed moments in relationships where the signs of being emotionally unavailable are not dramatic explosions of anger, but rather the continuous, subtle avoidance of topics that matter deeply. These instances serve as gentle warnings that there may be untapped barriers keeping true affection at bay. By carefully examining these patterns, one can begin to question if the emotional support promised in moments of intimacy is truly there, or if it is merely an illusion. Recognizing and acknowledging these behaviors allows for a clearer understanding of a relationship's potential pitfalls. Observing the quiet retreat, I am reminded that genuine love relies on the heart's ability to be open and receptive, free from the constraints of guarded solitude. Through these reflections, the silent signals of emotional unavailability can be seen as critical clues in the broader narrative of love. These silent clues gently guide us toward personal growth. True intimacy in love requires a willingness to be vulnerable, yet too often one sees the warning sign of avoidance of vulnerability. In my own experiences and in the stories shared by others, I have noticed that a partner's reluctance to open up about personal insecurities and past wounds speaks volumes. This avoidance may manifest as an unintentional shield, a barrier built to protect oneself rather than to share affection. I have watched instances where opportunities for deep connection evaporated as one partner deflected questions about personal growth or painful memories and instead focused on light, superficial topics. There is a quiet yet poignant sorrow in knowing that a person may be hurting beneath the surface but chooses to hide behind carefully constructed walls. With each missed opportunity to share a candid moment, the gap between partners can widen, creating a distance that is filled with unspoken words and unseen tears. This behavior is a subtle reminder that real intimacy demands not only physical presence, but also emotional openness. While it may seem safer to keep emotions guarded, true love flourishes only when both individuals dare to let down their defenses. Vivid recollections of quiet evenings and unfulfilled conversations have taught me that vulnerability is the cornerstone upon which trust and mutual understanding are built. Every moment that is not shared authentically detracts from the promise of a genuine relationship. By observing the hesitations in embracing vulnerability, one can begin to question whether the connection is built on a solid foundation or if it remains perpetually in preview mode, a promise left unrealized in the landscape of guarded hearts. In the quiet moments of introspection, the absence of shared vulnerabilities speaks louder than any empty words. Such reluctance signals that the heart avoids true closeness every single time. Self-centered decisions are a subtle yet increasingly alarming indicator that love might not be as mutual as it appears. Throughout my observations, it has become evident that actions often speak louder than promises when a partner consistently prioritizes their own needs over the shared well-being of the relationship. I have seen moments where significant choices, ranging from minor everyday plans to major life decisions, are made without genuine consideration for how they might affect the other person. In one reflective instance, a partner planned a spontaneous getaway without even consulting about shared interests or schedules, leaving behind a feeling of neglect. The narrative of love should always be balanced, with both individuals contributing to decisions that shape their common life. When one partner habitually places their desires above the collective needs, it subtly erodes the foundation of mutual respect and care. This pattern of behavior gradually transforms what could have been a partnership of equals into one where the scales are tipped and one person's voice predominates. I have experienced the sting of self-centered decisions not through overt arguments, but through a continuous pattern of disregard. A series of moments that, taken together, paint a picture of imbalance. It is a reminder that love is not merely about receiving affection or rewards. It is about the willingness to engage in compromise, empathy, and shared joy. Recognizing the signs of self-centered behaviors is crucial because it forces us to re-examine what we truly value in our partners. The path to nurturing genuine love requires an ongoing commitment to balancing individual desires with the needs of the relationship. By taking a step back to reflect on these choices, I realize that every decision made selfishly leaves a lasting mark on the delicate tapestry of shared dreams and mutual aspirations. These thoughtful reflections inspire renewed care. Minimizing your importance is a subtle clue that can have a profound emotional impact. I have often felt the sting of this behavior, where my contributions and presence seem to be downplayed or overlooked. In a relationship that aspires to be truly loving, every individual should feel valued and seen. However, when one partner subtly dismisses your significance, whether through trivial remarks or by consistently sidelining your opinions, it sends a clear message that you may not matter as much as you ought to. I have noticed that these actions do not always come in dramatic gestures. Rather, they hide in everyday interactions, making it hard to pinpoint or articulate exactly what feels off. Observing this pattern over time creates a quiet sense of imbalance and hurt, causing one to question the depth of affection offered. It is important to remember that genuine love always shines through actions that affirm your worth, and any behavior that consistently undermines your importance is a red flag in its own right. Reflecting on these moments over time has taught me that every small act of devaluation accumulates, gradually eroding the confidence and love one deserves. Such patterns remind us to always cherish our inherent value. A partner's hesitation to fully integrate you into their life can be a poignant sign. I have noticed situations where invitations to meet family or friends are delayed or missing, effectively keeping you at arm's length from important circles. This lack of integration shows itself in plans that exclude you from key gatherings or milestones. The absence of inclusion speaks clearly, often louder than any words could. In reflective moments, I have seen that a partner who is reluctant to welcome you into their personal world is also keeping an emotional distance, whether intentionally or not. It is not merely about scheduling conflicts, but rather about indicating your true place in their life. When you are not fully included, the relationship remains confined to surface-level interactions and missed opportunities for deeper connection. Over time, these subtle signals of exclusion accumulate and underline feelings of isolation and uncertainty. Such patterns make one question if the envisioned shared future is real or merely a hopeful illusion. True love should involve blending lives in an open and inclusive manner, where every individual is cherished equally and wholeheartedly. Observing such exclusion over time encourages us to seek relationships where inclusion and genuine belonging are the norms always. Mixed signals during times of conflict and support can reveal much about the true nature of a relationship. I have often observed that, when disagreements arise, the consistency of care and support from a partner becomes a crucial test of genuine love. At times, a partner's reactions during conflicts vary widely, sometimes offering a reassuring embrace, and at other times withdrawing abruptly, leaving unresolved tensions. I have seen moments when the gestures of care during difficult situations contradicted previous assurances of unwavering support. Such inconsistencies leave a lingering question about the depth of commitment and the reliability of the love promised. These mixed signals, both in times of strife and in moments of need, weave a complex narrative that speaks to the realities of human emotion. It is in the small, often unspoken actions during these challenging times that the truth of the relationship emerges. Observing these patterns carefully can help one discern whether the assortment of signals is a genuine reflection of care or merely a facade masking deeper issues. In this view, consistency in both conflict and support is not just desirable, but essential for a lasting and meaningful connection. Such steady consistency builds a foundation for trust. In wrapping up this exploration, all the hidden clues come together to form a clearer picture of what genuine love looks like. I have shared moments of inconsistent communication, emotional unavailability, avoidance of vulnerability, self-centered decisions, minimizing importance, hesitation to integrate, and mixed signals during conflict and support. Each of these signs carries its own weight and contributes to our understanding of a relationship's true nature. Reflecting on these observations, I encourage each of us to trust our instincts and to value our own worth above all else. While love may at times present challenges and uncertainties, it also offers opportunities for growth and deep connection. By being mindful of these subtleties, we are better equipped to make decisions that honor our emotional well-being and set the course for healthier relationships ahead. The journey to finding real love begins with self-awareness and honest evaluation of our own needs. As we move forward, let us take these lessons to heart and be guided by the truth that consistent, thoughtful actions speak louder than empty assurances. Ultimately, nurturing a relationship built on mutual respect and care is both an art and a commitment, one that begins with recognizing clues along the way.